I wanted to update you on the mower that made the second half of the mower that had the tree growing through the handle. I actually sold that mower, so I started this one. Now this mower was in the last video. It was a barn find, so it was in rough shape. I had to do a few things to get it running. One thing I had to do was come up with a kill switch for it because it was completely rusted out, and so I found one that fit mostly up here, but it was just a tad too short. So I spliced it and added this about an extra inch on there, and that makes the difference. That's a 3/8 screw, which is real common on these mowers, a lock washer, and a 7/16 nut. And so watch this now. As I compress the cable, it works. So I haven't had to spend anything except, the cost of maybe a nut. And that's about it. That's the original pull cord. I don't see any reason to replace that, even though it's about 20 years old. There's a piece of crud there. I think it's got enough life left in it. It's got a brand new air filter now and a brand new carburetor. And it is a self-priming model, which has the thermostat controlled arm that comes from above the muffler and then over here and pushes the choke plate out of the way as it gets warm. And so this mower runs perfect now. And I'm about to sell it. That's why I'm showing it to you, because it'll be gone here in a little while. And I also wanted to share with you the reason I had to make it a push mower. I'd hoped to save the self-propelled function, but this is what the gears look like. If you'll notice that on this mower, the wheel on the right has tread on it. The wheel on the left is almost smooth. And you can probably guess which wheel had the good gear and which wheel had the bad gear. The good wheel with the tread had the bad gear because it wasn't being used. It had been torn up and worn out, and that's all that was left of the gear. And this is the one that was on the smooth side. Now, to get these off, you've got to go in and get you a special screwdriver, one of the star-shaped ones, which you can get those at Harbor Freight. Get you a set of those and unscrew that. You might have to use some JB Blaster to free them up. And if you're lucky, they'll come off, and then you can just make it a push mower. I did put a new fuel hose on that tank because I'm going to use it one day. This is the one that came off of that mower. I went ahead and put a new fuel line on it because I'm sure I'll use it one day. And I put a rough screw in the end to keep bugs from getting in it. So there it is. That's the tank that came off of that mower. And what I put on was Super Clean to go with my Super Clean brand new carburetor. And when I make a fuel line, I buy the fuel line in bulk. And then I usually freehand it, just kind of line it up, because you want to make sure it's the same size. So take your old fuel line and either mark it or just be careful. And when you cut it, what I use is I got these from Lowe's, and they'll cut right through a fuel line. Makes it easy. And so that's what's going on with that. And while you're watching this video, I thought I'd share this with you. I've started cleaning a modern carburetor, and this is why you have to take the cartridge out here that goes in there. And what you use is a very tiny little screwdriver and there's a slot on each edge of let me show you. This is going to go in like that, I think. Let's see. It only goes one way. And if you'll notice, there's enough of a gap right there to slip a tiny screwdriver in it. So you put it in there and pry it up on that side, pry it up on that side, and then this pops out. And then you just kind of twist, 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 and get this piece off of the where the fuel comes up, and it jets out of those open holes. But you can see the dirt here, here, and here, which all needs to be cleaned out if you want a good running carburetor. The jet is open. It's very tiny, but you can see the light in that jet. It's not packed off, so I think it'll be okay, but I'm going to take a thin wire and run it through there, and I'm going to clean that off and reinsert this cartridge. And I've already freshened up the bowl and got it cleaned up. So this is really almost ready to reassemble, but I've got to clean that debris off. So that's what's going on with that mower. Like I said, it's going to sell here in a little while because it runs perfect now. I did make sure that I cleaned and lubricated the wheels. You know, you want to, with these old mowers that are barn finds, there's usually rust on them. So let me show you this. I'm going to lift this mower up like that. And you see how well that's rolling? It would have not have done that if I hadn't gone in there with some sandpaper and cleaned it. Same is true of the front. Those are a little looser wheels. There's a little more wobble in them, but it's acceptable, okay? And the other thing I wanted to show you, a lot of guys don't know this. This handle is adjustable for the user. So it's can be for a short, tall, or medium person. And right now this mower is not set in the tall position, which is where I like it. So what you would do is remove this. It's a shoulder screw, shoulder bolt. Remove this, and then you can move this handle up and down on both sides. And so you would raise it to the high position until you got the correct hole in there. Because right now, see, it's straight. When you've got it in the high position, this handle will be up a little bit. So it is adjustable. A lot of these mowers are not adjustable. So, and you can tell that if there's just one hole. But if you've got the 3 holes, that means it can be used for a short person, a medium height person, or a tall person. You can use this mower comfortably if you make that adjustment. So anyway, I know that's buried topics today, but I hope that's of help to you. Stay tuned. I'll have some more videos on these old funky mowers. Bye-bye.